Hello. This is probably a good time to talk a little bit about depression. This is Dan Newman from DanNewmanWriter.com. Welcome to a new video.
We hope you like it.
I've battled depression for my entire life. I was depressed as a child. I'm depressed as a man. And it's something that doesn't go away if you sit on a damn couch. It's not like all you can do is deal with it or take pills to mask it. I'm not big on candy coating. I'm much more into figuring shit out and dealing with the situation. And also, psychiatrists cost so much money. They're like, what, 100 and some an hour? Fuck, I can't afford that, you know? I make 30 cents a day. So, yeah, it's something that you have to deal with. And it's dangerous because oftentimes the result of, depression is I can't stop thinking about killing myself. It's all how you deal with it, it's all with what the outcome of it is, really, is what matters. I had a big depression because I had all this shit going wrong, and the way that my depressed brain metabolizes that information is it's like, you're the fucker, you're the one who dies, you're the piece of shit, this is only happening to you. Well, it's of course bullshit, everyone's had all the problems I've had in the same week, probably within a week. It's nothing new. Life sucks for everyone, not just depressed people. So it's oftentimes the viewpoint that fucks you up. Most people lack a basic understanding of what depression really is. What it is it's your brain just firing on overdrive on all the negativity that life tends to provide. So the point of a depressed person is to make up scenarios and look for real world, just fragments to back those scenarios up. The most recent bout I've had, that was all about failure is one of my triggers. So anything that happens to me, like car problems, your car broke down. My other cars have broke down. My cars in the future will break down. It doesn't mean it's an imminent failure. I don't know. My problem, my recent thing is, the thing is, like, my van breaking. It broke after 10 days. I saw that as a failure. And I saw that as a failure that will happen again and again. And anytime that I get in this van, it's making me closer to another chronic failure. That's not, in reality, what happened at all. The truth of what happened to me is I got a van. In 10 days, it experienced a major problem. The group who got me the van is going to completely fix the issue or replace the van. This happened within the 30-day lemon law thing in Wisconsin. So, they had to fix it. Just they chose to be nice about it and not make a stink. So, if this would have happened in 20 days, it would have been on me. And the repair would have been $700-800. And that's just a wild guess, but it's pretty accurate. So, what happened is, I got the car I've been waiting for. It's a nice car. And it had a major issue that was fixed, or that is being fixed. And I don't have to pay for it. All I have to do is walk everywhere and take the bus, like I have been for the past, however many months. So the only real negative here is honestly a slight inconvenience. That's all that happened. But my brain saw it as the end of the fucking world. If my depression had a goal, if it needed a goal, it would be me failing to the point that I couldn't recover. And that's pretty stupid, you know? It's stupid too, but what works to stop these depression fits is to break something I like. So last night I threw my favorite hat in the river, and then I went home and broke a couple things I really like, and things started to go right. I know it's wholeheartedly psychological, I know it isn't real, but I can't help it. It's my way out. So the ultimate goal for depression is to make your whole life like a fat guy trying to fuck a supermodel. It's a great fantasy, but it's never going to happen. And to keep yourself depressed, everything in your life has to be that way. Picking up a dozen eggs at the grocery store for 99 cents needs to be an impossible task. It needs to be something that you cannot do. So you find ways to make it impossible for you to live. So that's kind of how it is, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because you can't stop. You lack the ability to stop it. And that's the biggest problem. That's why it's so fucking hard. Realizing the reality of the situation is the only thing that can stop a depression flare-up or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even know the clinical terms for what I'm going through, but I mean, it's been with me all my life. And the truth about all the talk of suicide and everything, it's not the ones you hear that you have to worry about. It's when you don't hear from someone who's that way, who's depressed and suicidal. It's when you don't hear from them that you worry. So anytime you hear someone talk about it, it's only a cry for help. When they stop talking about it, then you got a fucking problem. I understand that it's hard to hear and it's hard to deal with, but it's a fact of life for people like me. So it's something that has to be dealt with on some level. I mean, it's real easy to hole up when you're depressed and just not go anywhere. Even if you need something, you just don't go. And that's a big problem. But, I don't know. The answer's always here, you know? The fucking answer's always in your own head. And the only way to get rid of all these evil fucking thoughts is to work through them. And that's what I do. And I go nuts. I go absolutely fucking insane. But it's what I have to do. It's my process. It's just how it honestly works. It's terrible, but it's how it is. I'm sorry you guys have seen me go through so many of these incidents on this vlog already, even though it's like months old. But this has been by far the worst summer of my life. And I said in the other video, the last one, that this is all that brings me any degree of pleasure anymore. I was pretty fucking close to right. Because like writing doesn't give me any form of pleasure anymore because I can't get anyone to my blog, you know? And that's fine. Fuck it, I don't care. I'll keep it active, I'll do something with it, but it's gotta change. Because no one reads, you know? I mean, no offense if any of you read one of my posts and you're all butthurt because I'm saying no one reads, but no one reads. It's an old thing. It's old school. It's outdated. This is what everyone wants. So this is something I can provide, so I'm going to. Furthermore, my life isn't ending as much as I want to believe it is, and that's sad. You know? It's not sad that it's not ending, it's sad that I want it to. It's sad that for whatever fucking reason I need it to. I need to be a failure. And I'm just not. Who that's a failure has as many views on his videos as I do. You know, it doesn't happen. So I have to contend with that, and I have to deal with that. And I have to understand that success doesn't mean what most people think it means. Success means happiness. I find that in this, even though I get depressed as a motherfucker half the time. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna finish my walk home, and I'm gonna edit this baby, and I'm gonna get it up there. I hope that someone who's depressed finds it, can see, you know, what I'm going through, and can relate and maybe be helped out by it. Because that's the ultimate goal of this shit. It's to help someone who's like me. That's why I'm basing it on who I am, not who I want to be. I don't want you people to think that I'm this person in Milan jet skiing behind yachts, because that's not me, and it's not likely to ever be me. But what I am can be made better. And I mean, honestly, I don't want to jet ski. I don't want to ski behind any fucking yachts. There's so much other shit I'd rather do if I could. And whatever I can do, I'll bring you guys with me. So what happened last night to make me throw my favorite hat in the river to try and end all this shit? It's pretty funny, actually. I walk outside of work, and I go to take a rip off my e-cig, and it was dead. It was completely dead. It won't hold a charge. The battery, something happened. It shit out, it broke. And having a nick fit at the end of a shift while I'm in the middle of a deep depression is no good. So I was messaging a friend as I'm walking down a dark path. I tripped and straight busted my motherfucking ass. I wish I would have got it on film, because it was the most pathetic fall you've ever seen. If I had caught that, it'd be on the internet already. Thank you for tuning in tonight and listening to me talk about depression, something that I hold close to my heart because it's part of me. It's not an issue I have, it's who I am. It's sad, but it's true. So, yeah, see you tomorrow. It'll be back to runs with Dan. So, thanks for your continuing support on this vlog. It's adding a lot of value to my life. I know that you guys all want to see my kid in these things. He'll be back in them this weekend. He's at grandma's now. It's what I have to deal with. And it's not my fault. And the truth is, if you want to be a dick about it, it's a blessing in disguise. Because it's something that went wrong during the time frame that they had to fix it.
Take it easy.
Broke.